morning, boys and girls, and thank you for joining me. My name is Miss Amber with the Roanoke City Public Libraries, and I wanted to share a special book with you this morning in celebration of Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for, so let's remember those Thanksgivings as we read about how to become a good neighbor. Mr. Murry and Thumbkin by Karma Wilson. Are you ready? Let me introduce you to Mr. Murry. Here, Mr. Murry. Is he not the cutest thing? Once there was a furry mouse, a skitter-scatter-scurry mouse, a flurry about in a hurry mouse, whose name was Mr. Murry Mouse. He lived alone in an old teapot, and Mr. Murry, he worried a lot. Are the days too short? Are the nights too cold? Is my tail too long? Are my teeth too old? Oh, he worried away each and every day. Well, next door there moved another mouse into a pretty pumpkin house, a carefree country bumpkin mouse who went by the name of Thumbkin Mouse. Look at Mr. Thumbkin. Thumbkin laid around all day, just gnawing on a stalk of hay. He sang, diddly-dee and a fiddly-ho, I got no worries, oh no, oh no. And so he frittered away each and every day, living in that pumpkin. Can you imagine living in a pumpkin? What could go wrong living inside a pumpkin? Let's see. Now, Mr. Murry worried some more about that new mouse living next door. His home is in shambles. The structure is poor. Why, I've never seen such confusion before. Then Mr. Murry, the neighborly sort, he took over a tasty raspberry tort. My name is Mr. Murry. I've brought you a treat. Howdy, I'm Thumbkin. Come in, take a seat. So the two neighbors sat for a mouse-to-mouse chat. Mr. Murry said, Thumbkin, have you ever thought this old pumpkin is certain to rot? Thumbkin just chuckled. Oh, no, surely not. You know, Mr. Murry, you worry a lot. Murry said, no, I'm a practical mouse, and a pumpkin is a quite impractical house. And now I have to go. My chores will not keep. I have windows to caulk and a chimney to sweep. And then he muttered, good day, and he set off on his way. Oh, if opposites could attract, boys and girls. We have Mr. Murry, who's very, very clean and organized, and Mr. Thumbkin, who is sloppy and no plans for the next day. The next afternoon, Mr. Murry stepped out. I have much that needs doing, of that there's no doubt. I'll rake and I'll mulch and I'll scour the gout. Oh, the grout. And then he saw Thumbkin just lounging about. He lay in his yard, admiring his weeds. He munched and he crunched upon fat pumpkin seeds. Mr. Murry, sit down. It's a fine autumn day. Mr. Murry said, oh, but there's snow. A sensible mouse would move out of that house. Thumbkin just laughed. You sure fret and such. If I stubbed my toe, you'd offer me a crutch. So what if my rooftop is sagging a little? You know, Mr. Murry, you worry too much. While you fuss and fume, I'm going to bake a hanker to whip up a sweet pumpkin cake. Oh my goodness. Do you see what he's doing? Carving into his house to make a cake. Mr. Murry looked troubled. I have to advise that serving your house for dessert is unwise. He grumbled as Thumbkin sliced into his pumpkin. After 3 weeks, in blew the first snow. Mr. Murry cried, Thumbkin, your roof looks so low. I just love, said Thumbkin, a good storm, you know. Relax, Mr. Murry, you do worry so. But Thumbkin's poor house continued to sag, and still Mr. Murry continued to nag. Perhaps we could save it. We'll shore up the side. We'll shingle the roof. Do something, he cried. Then and crash and a deafening smash. What has happened? Oh my, Mr. Thumbkin's house. Oh, Mr. Murry. Oh, Mr. Thumbkin. And all Mr. Murry's worries came true. The two neighbors watched as that roof fell right through. Mr. Murry cried, "Now what on earth shall you do?" Mr. Thumbkin said, "Lie back and take in the view. I've always been keen on a breath of fresh air. The breeze is refreshing and ruffles my hair." "I've got half a house, I ain't needing no more." Mr. Murry said, "Yes, but what you have left is floor." "Ah, Mr. Murry," said Thumbkin, "don't worry." That night all alone in its cozy teapot, poor Mr. Murry, he worried a lot. He wrinkled his brow and he paced while he thought, "Will Thumbkin freeze solid? Oh, how could he not?" He's so concerned for his neighbor. Out in the snow, he'll chill through and through. Hold on, wait a minute. I know what I'll do. So, friends, what would you do if you knew a neighbor was in need? What is Mr. Murry going to do? So he bundled up warmly and he scurried next door. "My teapot, dear Thumbkin, has room for one more." Thumbkin said, "Really? Oh, it is might chilly." And so the two friends settled in for the night and they made up their beds and they snuggled down tight. Mr. Murry said, "Thumbkin, I'm worried all right. I've food for just one. What a horrible plight." "Ah, Mr. Murry," said Thumbkin, "don't fear. We've got half my pumpkin. We'll eat it all year." And so Mr. Murry, who worried too much, and Thumbkin, who worried too little, lived out their days in a cozy teapot and met somewhere right in the middle. What an amazing friendship to be thankful for, guys. And the libraries are thankful for you, little friends, and we hope that you stay healthy and happy this Thanksgiving, and we will see you when we return. Bye, guys.